Hey guys, my name is That Quiet Kid, and today we're going to do a room called Microsoft Windows Hardening. So let's get started. The first task is learning objectives, identity and access management, network management, storage application, importance of updating Windows, cheat sheet. And let's connect to this machine using RDP. So the command is x free RDP. I'm using their attack box, and the user is Harden. Password is harden and the IP is 10.10.156.238. Yes, click yes on the certificate, and now we have connected to the machine. Okay, so you can connect and log into the machine. We have done this, so let's move on to task number 2, which is services. So Windows services create and manage critical functions such as network security, storage, etc. In the background, these services are managed by the Service Control Manager panel and divided into three categories: local, network, and system. So let's type services.msc in the run windows to access these Windows services. So click on run. Okay, so the command is services.msc. Click enter. Let's pin it to taskbar as well. Okay, so what do we have here? Okay, so this is the terminal. This is the interface for Windows services. You can see various services here. Okay, so next we have Windows registry. So the Windows registry is a unified container database that stores configurational settings, essential keys, and shared preferences for Windows and third-party applications. Usually on the installation of most applications, it uses a registry editor for storing various states of the application. So basically it is used when we have to, whenever we open an application and it turns back on into the previous state. So Windows registry uh, is the application that does that. It stores the state. So we have to do is click on here, do regit regedit, click on enter, and it will open the registry editor. So we can see, okay, type this in and search to access the registry keys. Okay, current user, we have colors, but we don't have, I think. Okay, so let's moving on. We have event viewer. So it is an app that shows log details about all the events occurring on the computer. For that we have to click on event viewer, click on enter, and it didn't run. Yes, it did. Okay, so what do we have? We have Windows logs, and we have system. Clicking on system. Okay, we see the number of events. Mm, I think it will take some time to show the events. Okay, now we have uh, telemetry. So it is a data collection system used by Microsoft to enhance user experience by preemptively identifying security and functional issues in software. Okay, so it is achieved by UTC services available in Windows and runs through diagtrack.dll. Okay, so you can access the diagtrack through services console in Windows. Okay, how we can access this? Okay, you can see the event logger. We have information critical. Okay, going down we have error. Okay, information. Okay, so moving on, going to diet track. Okay, so where are we? Services, then finding connected user experience and telemetry. Okay, okay, and this is the service diet track, which enhances the user experience by preemptively identifying security and functional issues in software. Okay, so moving on, we get start answering the questions. What is the startup type of app readiness service? What is the startup type of app readiness service in the service panel? And we have open registry editor and find the key Tryhackme. What is the default value of the key? Open registry. Let's open registry key and find the key Tryhackme. I think let's control F and find Tryhackme. Okay, we have found, and it is Tryhackme reg flag. Okay, it is the correct answer. Open the diagnosis folder and go through the various log files. Can you find the, okay, we have to go through the diagnosis folder and find the flag. The location is program. Okay, so let's go to file explorer and go to C program data slash Microsoft slash diagnosis. Okay, it is asking administrative access, giving it that, clicking on yes, and we have a flag dot txt. Okay, can we open it? We do not have permission to open this file. See the owner of the file or an administrator to open this permission. Okay, okay, wait a second, it is quite slow. Copy this path, go here, open up command prompt, run this as administrator. Okay, cd into the directory. Okay, dir, let's cat out this, I mean type out in Windows this flag file, and we have our flag. What is the flag? Tryhackme underscore 1000710. Okay, so the first question was, what is the startup type of app readiness service in the services panel? Okay, let's go to the services, looking at app readiness, and what do we have? Startup type is manual. Okay, so open the event viewer and play with the various event files, filters like information, error warning, which error type has the maximum number of logs. Okay, where are we? Event logger, where are the filters? Filter current log. Let's click on information. Okay, number of events are 1123. So let's again click on filter instead of information. Let's see how many errors. Okay, errors are 885, and let's click on filter, and I think error information warning. Let's see warning. So the most number of events I think was of information. I think, let me check again. I think it was information, something around 1000 I think. The number of events, yes, something around 1123. Moving on to task number 3, we have identity and access management, standard versus admin user. So let's first cross out these. We don't need these anymore. Okay, we're good to go. So let's cross this off. Okay, identity and access management involves employing best practices to ensure that only authenticated and authorized users can access the system. There are two types of accounts in Windows: admin and standard accounts. Admin accounts are basically, administrative accounts, and standard accounts like user accounts that we create that don't have privileges that much. Per best practice, the admin account should only be used to carry out tasks like software installation and accessing the registry, editor, service panel, etc. Routine functions like regular access to regular applications can be allowed to standard accounts. So for this, we can go to control panel, search for control panel, click on this, go to users and account, and we can see a user harden. This is an administrative account. Okay, in either case, a user can authenticate themselves on the system through a password. However, Windows 10 has introduced a new feature called Windows Hello, which allows authenticating someone based on something you have, something you know, and something you are. So let's go to settings, accounts, settings, accounts, sign in options, and here we have the password. Sign in with accounts password. Okay. So now we have UAC, that is user access control. Okay. Which ensures that all the services execute in non-administrative accounts. It helps mitigate malware impacts and minimizes privilege escalation by bypassing UAC. So what do we have for this? We have to go to control panel. For this settings, we have go to click on change user account control settings. Okay, so control panel. I think we have opened up control panel. Okay, going back, control panel, and going to user accounts. Okay, and change user account control settings. Click on this, and we see user account control helps prevent potentially harmful programs from making changes to your computer. You will be notified, and it is default set to always notify whenever someone trying to do changes to your computers. So moving on, we have local policy and group policies editor. So it is a built-in interactive tool by Windows, that is Microsoft, that allows to configure and implement local and group privileges. So basically this is used when you are part of a network, but here we are using only a simple workstation. Not many machines are there, only one machine is there. So note, this feature is not available in Windows Home but only in the Pro and Enterprise edition. So we can click on group. Okay, group, edit group policy, click on OK. We can see the computer configuration and user configuration as well. Okay, so then we have password policies. So basically these password policies are the policies that are created that you cannot create a digit password. Like you have to, your password must be of, we can create some policies like your password must be of 10 characters or long. It must contain a special character, capital letters, etc, etc. So this is basically what password policies are. So we go to security settings. Okay, account policies, security settings, and go to account policies. Okay, Okay, it is actually in control panel. Okay, I'm looking somewhere else. Okay, cross this out. Always notify. Okay. Okay, so we have to go to group, edit group policy, click on enter, and from here we have to go to Windows settings. Then we have policy based. Okay, we have security settings. Then we have, let me make this a bit bigger. Then we have account policies, password policy, and here we can see that enforce password history, maximum password age, etc, etc. So last we have setting a lockout policy, which is also here, account lockout policy. Like after certain attempts your account will be logged out if you don't, give it the perfect I mean the correct password. Account lockout threshold, click on it, and it is saying zero invalid login attempts, account will be locked. We haven't set it, but we can set it to 2 or 3. So what is the name of the administrative account of the attached VM? It is Harden. Go to the UAC, which is the default level of notifications. I think it was always notify. We already saw that. How many standard accounts are created in the VM? I don't think there is a standard account. I think there is only a administrative Harden account. We can see it by, I think it is computer management, and going to local users, clicking on users, and we can see all those, you see these arrow down. This means that these accounts have been disabled, so there is only a hardened account, which is an administrative account, and there isn't any other standard account. So how many standard accounts are in the VM? Zero. Coming to task 4. Now what we have here, we have Windows firewall. So Windows firewall, we all know it is an antivirus which basically checks for, if you have installed any malicious software on your computer, scans it. So we, okay, let me cancel out all these windows that I have opened. Okay, so what we have here, we have to go to Windows Defender firewall. So okay, okay, this is the application. Let's type vf.msc, click enter, and we have this, inbound rules, outbound rules. Inbound means the traffic coming into your device, outbound means traffic going out. Monitoring, going down, what are we looking at? We have Windows Defender firewall properties. Clicking on it, we have inbound connections, outbound connections, and public, private, and domain. 3 profiles are there. Okay, private profiles must be activated with block incoming connections. So going to private, and we have block incoming connections. Yes, it is default. It is blocked by default. Okay, so next thing we have is disable unused networking services. So this will require control panel, going to system and security, then going to system. Okay, okay, so system, launch, remote name, computer, device man. Yes, we have device manager here. Clicking on enter, and we have this network adapters. We can see this WAN, wide area network, and AWS PV network device. these have this ethernet connections and disable all the unused. Okay, so the last thing on this device, on this I think task is, no, there are two more. What is protecting local domain name system? So the domain name system is a naming system. Basically if you type in any website name, it gets translated into an IP address, and that IP address first, for the first lookup, it looks into your host files, which is I think in the location C Windows system 2 drivers etc slash hosts. So we have to see this file if there is any other domain name system there, because if the attacker places themselves himself in the middle, he may intercept and manipulate DNS requests and point them to the attacker control system, since DNS replies are neither authenticated or encrypted. So let's check the host file. For that, go to File Explorer, and the location is, okay, C slash Windows slash system 32 slash drivers slash etc slash hosts. Click enter, and let's open this with notepad. We can see there are DNS system. We have local host and just try hack me. Okay, so mitigating address resolution protocol attacks. So ARP attacks. The resolution protocol resolves MAC addresses from the given IP addresses and saved in the workstation's ARP cache. The ARP offers no authentication, so basically it accepts responsive from any users. An attacker can flood this attack with crafted ARP responses, and which point an attacker controlled machine and put him in the middle of communication between the targeted host. Basically a man in the middle attack. So okay, so we have okay, I don't think we need this host file here. Tryhackme.me, cross this out, uh, cross this out, and all things we need there. uh, let's, okay, so what do we have here? What are we looking at? Command prompt. Okay, have we opened command prompt? Yes, we have. ARP dash a, and we can see these MAC addresses to the specific IP addresses. And okay, to clear the ARP cache and prevent this ARP poisoning attack, we have to do ARP dash D. Okay, ARP dash D. Okay, so now let's do ARP dash A, and we can see we have only three MAC addresses. So basically the point was, if two MAC addresses were mapped to if the table includes a map to two IPs, you are probably susceptible to an ARP poisoning attack. And there were, I think, a lot of same MAC addresses, and we cleared the cache, I think. Preventing remote access to a machine. Okay, let's first answer some questions. Open Windows Firewall and click on Monitoring in the left panel. Which of the following profiles is active domain, private, and I think there was written that private have to be open. So let's check it again. Okay, so we go to monitoring, and private profile is active. Okay, find the IP address resolved for the website Tryhackme in the as the local host file. So I think it was 190.198 dot, okay, I think we have to check it. Okay, let's type the file. The location was C slash windows slash system 32 slash drivers slash etc slash hosts. Okay, type, okay, I have typed the command correctly, incorrectly. Click on type. Yes, we have 192. Okay, 192.168.1.140. Okay, open the command prompt and enter ARP-A. What is the physical address for the IP address 255? That is the broadcast address. Okay, what is the map address for the broadcast address? I think we have typed. Oh, it's command prompt. Where we, okay, here we are. Let's go down a bit. It is F6 times. Okay, FF dash FF dash FF dash. I think it's 6. Yes. Okay. So what was the last thing that was preventing remote access to a machine? So go to settings, then go to remote desktop. Update and security for developers. Okay, click on yes, click on yes. Okay, what do we have here? Remote desktop. Okay, go to show settings, and we have allow remote assistance connection to this computer. Allow. So it is set to allow. We can click on don't allow remote connections, and click on okay. So that's it. Okay, so we have answered task 4. Let's move on to task number 5, which is application management. So trusted. Okay, cross this out. I don't think so. We need these anymore. I don't think so. Cross this as well. What is this? Firewall. Cross this as well. Okay, so trust Microsoft Store offers a complete range of applications, game utilities, and allows downloading non-malicious files through single click. Malicious actors bind legitimate software with Trojan virus and upload it to the internet and access the victim's computer. Therefore, downloading applications from the store ensures that downloaded software is not malicious. You can access this by. We can also access this. There is, Microsoft Store icon here. You can click on it, but I don't think this device is connected to the internet. Okay, so then we have safe app installation here. That is going to set settings and going to select apps and features. Okay, is it here? Okay, so let's search for it. Select. Okay. Only allow installation of applications from the Microsoft Store on your computer. Go to settings. Okay, I think it should be in applications. Yes, apps and features. Yes, anywhere the Microsoft Store only. So it will only install devices from Microsoft Store. Okay, then we have malware removal through Windows Defender antivirus. Real-time protection, periodic scanning, browser integration, enable safe browsing. Application guard allows complete web session sandboxing. Sandboxing means creating a separate environment for a particular thing so that it doesn't affect your main machine. And creating sessions, as it says, to block malicious websites or sessions to make changes in the computer. Controlled folder access, protect memory areas in folders from unwanted applications. Okay, then we have Microsoft Office hardening. We have an office.bat and we have to run this as administrator, and it will run all the hard Microsoft hardening commands. And Microsoft, we all know it. My malicious actors abuse its functionality through macros, flash applets, object linking, etc. to achieve RCE. So let's run this application. Okay, office.bat is here. Right click it, run as administrator. Let it run. Okay, is it running? Let's moving on. We have app locker. Let's answer some questions first. The Windows Defender antivirus is configured to exclude a particular extension from scanning. What is the extension? So I think it is settings. I think it's update and security. If this video is too long, you can always uh, play it at 2x speed. I would highly recommend it watching at 2x speed or at least 1.5. Okay, so Windows security. We have virus and threat protection. We have, where's the setting? Yes, manage settings and real-time protection, samples, exclusion. So this is where you can exclude a folder or a particular file which you don't want your Windows Defender to check. So the extension is .ps. Okay, cross this out. Okay, so a Word document is received from an unknown email address. It is best practice to open it immediately on a personal computer. Never. You should never open if a Word document or any other document on your if you receive it from an unknown source. You should always open it as in a sandbox environment or in a virtual machines so that it doesn't affect your main machine. So what is the flag you received for executing the Office hardening batch file? Let's see. Okay, specified value was saved. It is signature update started. Okay, it's taking a bit of time, and let's see the other things that we have here. App logger is a recently introduced feature that allows users to block specific executable scripts installers from execution through a set of rules. We can easily configure them on a PC or network through a GUI, graphical user interface, by the following. Let's search for I think it was group editor. Yes, group policy editor. Click on OK, and what do we have here? Windows settings, security. Okay, okay, Windows. Okay, I'm looking at computer. Okay, then we have application control, name resolution, security settings, and let me. Okay, so we have application control policies, and then we have app logger, and we can configure rule enforcement, and we can specify a rule for it. Okay, configure. Okay, so now we'll be able to add a rule through app logger to block a file based on its publisher's name. Okay, so we have executable rules, app logger. Click on this, create new rule, and click on next. Action is deny for everybody, and publisher, yes. Browse the location. Okay, why is it slow? Let's check. Let's try. Let's click on this app, and what we have to do is click on create, and it will create, nobody can access this file basically. That's what it is. Then we have browser Microsoft Edge. It is a built-in available on Windows machines based on Chromium. So it is therefore the browser acts as an entry point to a system for various pivoting and lateral movement. Uh, Lateral movement. It is therefore of utmost importance to block and mitigate critical attacks carried out through a browser that include ransomware, ads, unsigned application downloads, and trojans. So protecting the browser. Go to settings, Windows security. Go to settings, Windows security, app, Windows security. We have app and browser control, and then we have to look for a smart screen for Microsoft Edge. Hmm. Okay, we can see this smart screen for Microsoft Edge. Smart Screen helps to protect you from phishing malware sites and softwares when using Microsoft Edge. It helps to make informed decisions for downloads and lets you browse safely in Microsoft Edge. So this is what you need to turn on, and it is on by default. Okay, so going down, what do we have here? Okay, so we have open Microsoft Edge and go to settings, click privacy, search and services, set tracking prevention to strict. Okay, so I think the flag has the office.bat has run, and the flag is okay Tryhackme 110 1110. Okay, so let's open up Edge, cross this out. Okay, hmm, let's cross this out as well. Okay, let's go to Edge. Okay, Edge slash settings slash privacy. Click on enter, and we have to do this to strict. Okay, this is what we have to do to avoid tracking through ads, cookies, etc. Okay, let's cross this out. Now we have, let's move on to task number 6. Okay, so what do we have here? We have data encryption through BitLocker. So encryption of the computer is the most vital thing to which we usually pay little attention. The worst nightmare is that someone gets unfettered access to your data's device's data. Encryption ensures that you or someone you share the recovery key with can access the stored contents. So Microsoft, for its business edition of Windows, utilizes the encryption tools by BitLocker. Let us have a quick look at how one can ensure to protect the data through BitLocker encryption features available on the Home edition of Windows. So we have to go to Start, go to Control Panel, Systems and Security, Control Panel, System and Security. Then we have BitLocker, Drive Encryption. Okay, okay, yes, it is here. Click on it, we have this turned as off. Okay, we can turn it on from here. Turn on BitLocker, and it is asking for administrator. So basically you can turn on this BitLocker so that data is encrypted, and we create a key. Then okay, so then we have Windows Sandbox. So basically Sandbox is isolating a particular software from the device, or creating an environment for it, which so anything happens in that sandbox doesn't affect the main computer. So what do we have here? We have to search for Windows features and turn it on, select Sandbox and click OK to restart. So let's search for Windows features. Windows features. Okay, no. Where- Click start, search for Windows features. Windows features. I don't think we have here. Okay, okay, now it is going to cost us some time. I have basically turned on Bob Sweet by mistake. Okay, so what do we have here? We have turned Windows features. Okay, let's answer some questions first as well. A security engineer had misconfigured the attached VM and stored a BitLocker recovery key in the same computer. Can you read the 6 digits of the recovery key? Okay, this is a backup file. BitLogger recovery key. I think they must have specified the location somewhere. Okay, so let's go to File Explorer and let's go to Downloads, Desktop. There is an Office. There is a backup file. There is a recovery key. Okay, so open it and we can see. Okay, okay, so we can see this is the key, and the last six digits are 377564. Click on enter. How many characters does the BitLogger recovery key have in the attached VM? So how many characters? Okay, so we will need, I think, PowerShell to get the number of characters. Let's run as administrator so that we don't run into any errors, permission errors. So the location was, okay, let's go down back a directory. Let's write cd into users, cd into harden. Let's do, and it is in documents, I think. Okay, so this is the key. So the command is get content, I think. Okay, why isn't it? Let's clear out the screen first and do this here. Okay, so the command, I think it's get content probably, and the file is this, and the command is, I think, measure. Yes, and let's measure the number of characters. Okay, I think it's character maybe. Yes. Okay, okay, we are looking for the whole file, but it is asking for how many characters does the BitLogger recovery key. Okay, so let's cat out that recovery key first. Okay, so let me copy this. Okay, echo, paste it here, and then use major. uh, I think it was character, and we have 55, but we can see that it has some dashes. It has some dashes in between, like 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. So I think 55 minus 7 is 48, so there are 48 characters in the recovery key, of the keylogger. So there is a backup file on the desktop. We can see there is a Windows backup, and its extension was, what was it, dot b bkf dot bkf. Okay, so let's look at some methods here for sandbox. Okay, so let's search for sandbox. Okay, Windows features, clicks. It's probably apps and features. Okay, now we are here in Windows features. So what are we looking at? We are looking for Windows sandbox. Okay, we have this Windows sandbox. So click OK to start. Okay, what is it? Cannot be installed. The process does not have required virtualization capability. So basically, this device doesn't have, capabilities to do, to start the sandbox, but you can, this is how you can find this Windows features and to start a sandbox environment. Okay, so then we have Windows Secure Boot, which is MS Info 32. Okay, so cross this out, cross this out. Where is this? Okay, PowerShell, we don't need this anymore. Okay, so it is MS Info 32. Click OK. But we have a secure boot. An advanced security standard checks that your system is running on trusted hardware and firmware before booting, which ensures that your system boots up safely without preventing unauthorized software access from taking control of PC like malware. Okay, so we have BIOS mode, legacy here, and save boot. Okay, save boot state. It is unsupported for this device, but you can, this is how you can do. Then we have enable file backups, update and security. I think it was down here somewhere. Update and security. Okay, then we have go to backup, and you can back up your files to. Okay, so this completes task number 6. Let's move on to last task, which is Windows update. So click on update and check for updates. This device isn't connected to the internet, so you won't see anything here, but on your device you can always check for update. Okay, so what is the CVE score for the vulnerability? This. Okay, let's copy this vulnerability, paste it here. Okay, this is a Microsoft vulnerability. CVE score. Okay, so second, let's check the hint for this. Require external research link available in the task. So there is a link available for this as well. Let's click on that link. What was the CVE? 32230. Okay, so 7.8. Okay, so 7.8 is the CVE score, and there is a cheat sheet that they have provided for this Windows hardening. You can download it if you want. Okay, so click on I have completed this room, and that's it for this video. And I'm going to be I am actually giving the certified red team penetration testing, certified red team professional exam. So I will be I think purchasing that course on 8th August, the boot camp that is CRTP going on, and I will also do the review for that course after I complete that. So that's it for this video, and thank you to 133 1337 RC and Tryhackme for making this room, and thank you for watching.